Whew. Hey, how's it going, everyone? Roderick here, and this is going to be my unboxing for the Rally Edition one wheel. But I wrote in on my GT to kind of illustrate a point that, well, one of the reasons why I'm getting the upgraded one wheel. But first, let me get some things right in here. Be right back. All right, so I just had to throw a little bit of cushion on my desk here, just trying to preserve it. I don't want the one wheel to mess it up when I do get it and unbox it and look at it and flip it over. You know, the huge, you know what I'm saying? The huge. So we have a couple of things here I want to talk about before I get the one wheel to kind of illustrate how I feel, what I expect, the expectations. And like I said, I kind of wrote in on my GT, but my GT is broken. If I can find the picture, I'll throw it up on the screen. It's the shaft that holds the wheel on the frame broke, and I've been riding it anyway though. I mean, I wasn't going to, but when I put it back together after I realized it was broken and why it had lost so much power, I took it apart and was like, oh, the shaft is broken. But it was still working. Got up to speed and everything, just didn't have the torque, but still fast, still bonking, you know what I'm saying? Still getting busy on the trails. But after a while, the rails started to bend. And if I have a picture of that, I'll throw it up as well. Actually, I don't have a picture of that. I won't be doing that. But the rails started to bend, and I thought, okay, this is it. I have to get a new one wheel. The shaft is broken on the motor. The rails are starting to bend. It's time for a new one wheel. But as you can see, it still rides. Rode it to the grocery store the other day, got the Aldi, got my bread and my yogurt, and got back home. We're good to go. On the trails, I don't feel confident with it for obvious reasons. That led to wanting the Rally Edition. And actually, it didn't lead to wanting the Rally Edition. It just led to wanting a new one wheel that I could hit trails with and, you know, just feel like I'm free again to do whatever, because it was always stressful for sure. But when I went to go do the research on the one wheels, I mean, I'm not interested in getting the latest and greatest, but I am interested in getting the thing that I need. And there are a couple things I need. I wrote them down here. So we're going to go ahead and get the reason number one, which is I broke my GT. We just went over that. That led to me wanting another one and researching it. And then when I did the research, I thought, okay, let's do the Rally research. Let's do the GTS research. And let's do the regular GT research to see which one makes sense. But after riding the trails with a bunch of my friends and seeing, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's get to number two first. All right, so broken GT is number one. But when I did my research, there was a couple things that led me to the Rally over the GTS and the regular GT. One of those things was the rails. So they have the angled rails, the recurve rails. They're similar to other angled rails that you see on the market by other third-party manufacturers, but I just never felt like dealing with the controller box and having that being configured for the new angle that it's at so you don't over torque it. Back in the day, I was into like refiguring things and jailbreaking things. Original iPhone, come on. That thing couldn't even record video at the time when it came out. It was capable, Apple just didn't allow it. So, you know, you had to jailbreak it to make it do video. I'm with that kind of thing. But that was like, I don't know, when was the first iPhone? 20 years ago? I mean, maybe 13 or 14 years ago. But the point is, that was a long time ago. I'm not with any of that right now. I just expect things to work at this age. I want to buy it and expect it to work. So plus, like, these things go fast and we are on some rough terrain when we do one wheeling. So, you know, I didn't want my life or my safety to hinge on my ability to configure something. I mean, if it is I don't know, if you want me to configure an e-ink tablet to save my life, I'm with you. I don't want to configure a one wheel if my life depended on it. You know what I mean? So I'd rather it just come from someone who's doing these things. They know what they're doing. It comes like baked in. I don't have to do anything or think about it. It just already is how it's supposed to be. So that was never an option for me with the other angled rails that came out from other manufacturers. So I was just like, I'm not going to deal with it. You know, maybe that was an option. I don't know. But I know that in the beginning it was not. So, and I just wasn't interested in doing something that had to depend on me configuring it. But but that Future Motion has the angled rails. I'm thinking, okay, well, they're gonna configure it and it's gonna be shipped to me ready to go, and it will be. So that's one of the reasons I was looking at the Rally. The next reason I was looking at the Rally is that 6-inch hub. Now, I'm thinking to myself, I definitely would like a 6-inch hub because I've been riding with a bunch of like New Jersey and Philly riders, and oh my goodness, a lot of these guys got the 5-inch hub, and those things eat up terrain like there's no mañana. I mean, they're riding over chunk that I would have to skirt around at speed. You know what I mean? They're just taking it. I remember one day we were going down a strip, and I'll show the video, but if I have it, we were headed down a trail and there was a route right in the trail. I had to skirt around that trail because we were going so fast till I just didn't want to slow down. So I just went around it. But they were just taking these routes I would just like bonk over at speed, just going right over them. So these 5-inch hubs are incredible, and they allow you to take on some terrain that you would not normally take on at speed. And you know, the bonkability of these tires are crazy. I'm like listening to them and watching them do bonks that I'm struggling to get nice pop on, and they're just bouncing off of these things. You know, those 5-inch hubs are really nice. And again, I don't want to have to buy something, configure it, go buy a tire for it, worry about how it's going to fit on I don't want to worry about that. So I never considered that kind of upgrade. As you can probably tell, I'm not a third-party accessory kind of dude. I just don't want to do anything. I want it to come ready to ride, and I'll ride it. I'll learn how to ride it, and I'll ride it. With the 6-inch hub of the Rally Edition, I think that's the only one wheel you can get the 6-inch hub on. That's going to fix my problem. Well, not fix my problem totally. And in all honesty, I like the 6-inch hub idea, the way it feels. I don't like the way it looks on the one wheel though. I ain't gonna lie. The 6.5-inch rim looks pretty cool. And I equate it to something that one of the guys at the Float Life said. It's like having low pro tires on a car. Like having 20-inch rims and a 1-inch tire on that 20-inch rim. Like that's cool on a low profile car. But it's not cool on a device or a vehicle that you're going to take off-road on rough terrain. You want air in between you and that rim, and more air is what the 6-inch hub gives you on the Rally Edition, and that's what I wanted. It's like getting back to the XR days for me, because I just got done hitting one of my favorite trails on my friend's XR. He let me borrow his XR to ride for a little bit because I didn't feel confident hitting it on my GT anymore. But yeah, I mean, I was taking like roots and rocks on the XR with that softer tire and that smaller hub. I think it is a 6-inch hub on the XR. So I was taking roots and rocks in a way that I don't normally or wouldn't normally take them on a GT. And I had forgotten how good it felt to hit some of this chunk on an XR. Mine has been, I just need to get another tire for my XR. And I'm going to do that. It's just $100 standing in between me and having some XR excellence. And I just got to get the motivation to do it. But getting back to a 6-inch hub is going to be really nice on this Rally Edition. So I think that was the extent of my points. I think that was the extent of my points that I wanted to hit here. All right, so a couple things I didn't hit that I have in my notes here that I want to speak up on is the expectations. So one of the things I noticed also about the GT, since all of these, the GT has had a plethora of updates in the last year and a half. So I don't know when it happened, but after a particular update to the GT, it just got capped at 21 miles an hour. I'll do a video about that where I'm going to show some proof through the app of my history of how fast I've gone on the GT and how fast I can go now. And not just me, other people in my circle of riders that I ride with all experience kind of similar things. But yeah, I want to point that out. But I want to get back to going fast because I'm used to going 25, 26 miles an hour comfortably on the GT. Not anymore, of course, but in the past I was. And I hear that the Rally Edition or the GTS can get up to 25 miles an hour comfortably. So I'm looking forward to getting back to hitting good speeds on a one wheel because definitely the GT has been handicapped for sure, without a doubt. And like I said, looking forward to going fast again is one of my expectations with the Rally. taking sidewall chunk, I'm looking forward to on the Rally as well, because from what I hear, the tire is a softer compound, and plus going back to that 6-inch hub, the chunk that I hit on the sidewall that'll normally tip your board, maybe it'll just absorb those hits now on the sidewall, and it won't be such a dramatic jolt to the balance, to my balance on the board. That's one of the things I struggle with the GT, because the sidewalls on the tire that comes with the GT is so hard. If anything hits that, it's going to rock you. So a tire that can take a little bit of a hit, and like I said, the sidewalls aren't that big on the GT anyway. They're like low pro tires, if you know what that looks like. So you don't get much of a sidewall, but a bigger sidewall, more cushion in the tire, is going to go a long way to helping me take those sidewall hits that I was used to taking on the XR, but I got used to just avoiding those kind of things and being like blindsided by those things on the GT, just not seeing them, and then them being an impact on me staying on the board. So yeah, I'm looking forward to all of these things and more on the GT. So it should be here in about an hour. So when I get it, I'm going to bring it in, do the unboxing, and I'll see you guys in a bit. My goodness. All right, so now that we've got that, we're just gonna open her up here and see what we got. Oh, we can't open her up too far. So let's go ahead and grab her out. Forgot all about these things. You can tell it's been a while since I've had a new Onewheel. All right. So let's go ahead and get this box over there. Yeah. All right. All right, so we have the box here. It looks like on the front we have, oh, it's upside down, isn't it? All right, so now, looks like on the front here we got just a picture of the GTS Rally. It's not even the Rally, is it? It's just the GTS. Let's look at the other side here. What's out here? Just some specs. I can't read those specs, but I'm sure you guys can. I think it says fast, and then faster still. I don't even care about the box because, I mean, it doesn't even have the Rally picture on there. And that's what we're all about here today, is the Rally. What do we got up top? Can we see this up top here? All right. All right, so let's go ahead and open her up here. Get this cardboard out of the way. Oh my goodness. New Onewheels always look awesome. I gotta say. New Onewheels are awesome. We got the power brick here. Let's this. All right. What do we got here? Let's get her up like this. Oh wow. Okay. All right. Does the tire feel softer? Let's the sidewall for sure feels softer. So one of my expectations I talked about before getting this thing was that I was hoping it had a softer sidewall, and for sure you can push these sidewalls in with your finger, and the sidewalls on the GT, the stock tire that came with, I mean, you would need a hammer to put a dent in those tires, because the sidewall was crazy hard. But this is a lot softer. You can tell the tire compound is just softer overall. Man, let's see if I can see a difference in the tire here. So this is a 6-inch. Let's go and get the GT. All right, so we can, let's take a look at this side by side here. So 6.5. Oh, okay, so I'm looking at these. There's 2 more lines, like right here. On the inside tread, this tire only has 1. So those 2 lines is like, that probably makes up 1/2 inch right there. It's so like weird to see what constitutes a 1/2 inch in Onewheel tire terms. And yeah, man, it almost looks like the same radius for the hub to me. Yeah, man, I do love a new hub. My GT needs a new one, and I'll eventually replace the hub in this and maybe get the rails bent back in shape. But I do love this board, man. This is the first board I felt supremely safe. Not supremely safe, but supremely confident on when riding. Like, good times with this board. All right, let's go put her back. So I'm really liking, so the first thing is, like I said, that hit me was I wanted to see what the sidewall was like after looking at it. But the tire tread looks awesome. I can't wait to shred on it. Matter of fact, what time is it? I'm gonna need to hurry up if I'm going to shred today before there's no more daylight out. But let's look at the foot pads. All right, so what do we got? Power button. All right. The rails look awesome, like super phenomenal. I really do like the job they did on the rails. They look super mean, I'm telling you. I'm gonna like feel super mean on them. What about the bumpers? They look like they have a little more thickness to them than the normal bumpers do. I think these come with their upgraded bumpers, but I could be wrong about that. Oh, okay. It looks like we don't have like the chamfered edge on the foot pads anymore to where it has that sharp curve around here. That's nice. I'm not sure when they changed that. They probably changed it a long time ago, but first new one wheel in a long time. So, yeah, the foot pads look. I just like this shape. I like the W shape of these rails. I mean, I like the W rails too, which is, I don't know, something about that shape says one wheel. Like, that should be like the defining shape for the one wheel, not the flat board, even though I do like me some flat rails. As far as the logo goes for the look that should define the one wheel, I definitely think the W rails should define the look of the one wheel. I want to take this off so bad. I don't want that rattling. That's like the first thing I'm going to do. I'm not going to do that right now, but that's like when I get done with this video, I'm definitely taking, that's the first thing I'm going to do, take that off. I'm going to do some research on these foot pads because I don't think these are stock. I could be wrong about that, but these don't feel stock. This feels awesome. It's got like a little kick there that this doesn't have. Man, I hate this handle. I really do. I love these rails though. See what we got as far as the accessories go. Throw you up here for now. See what we got here. Because the first thing I want to do before I ride the one wheel is, what I do on my one wheel is throw the rail guards on there, because we're definitely going to use this fender too. Oh, we didn't get rail guards. With this, it really doesn't really matter. I'm definitely going to go get rail guards to protect it, but it almost doesn't matter with this particular board because, like, dude, the rails are black already, which is what I was going to do. This is going to protect the rails from getting scratched so they stay black. But, I mean, I'll throw some rail guards on there sometime. All right, so we got everything except for the guardrails, but we'll pick some of those up. We're not going to let protection for the rails stop us from ripping. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go out and rip this thing. I'm going to record it, come back, and give some thoughts. I may give some thoughts on the way. I got some wireless mics I hardly ever use. I might as well go ahead and get mic'd up and might as well do a 360 ride and see what's happening down by the river. I've been wanting to hit this river trail on this board for a while. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the, actually let's go ahead and see what the app says. All right, we got the app here and we got a, is this, yeah, a new one wheel. I don't know what the name are yet. 29% is what we got on here. Why would they give me 29%? I don't know what kind of ripping I can do with 29% battery, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see if we can make it to the river and come back. All right, be right back. So, let's turn this thing on. All right, so we're just gonna head down to the river, get some shots down there, hit this little trail I like there, maybe hit a trail on the way to the river, and yeah, see where we go from there. See what this thing is like. I did take a little bit of air out of the tire. I still don't know what the tire pressure is at actually right now. I just know that it feels pretty good. And this motor purrs. So I've charged it up to 100% as well. So some time has gone by. I do notice the tippiness of the tire, and I'm trying to get used to that. I like a tire with some shoulder. This is the opposite of that. So, all right, let's see if we can hit this little thing here. It's a squirrely little tire, but nope, not gonna make it. All right, let's continue on. Oh yeah, this thing is definitely, this grass has got a lot of divots and it's working with it really well. Wow, it's wet too. I didn't want to drive or ride in the wet grass. That's not what I wanted. All right, let's get over here. I got it on Highline right now too, so I haven't gotten into the custom shapings, but we'll see what she does. It does feel good though. It carves really good. Like you don't feel, you know what? I will deal with the squirreliness of a tire with no shoulders for the ability to feel this good when you're leaning into turns and whatnot. It feels like I took the right amount of air out of this tire too. We're in Fairmount Park, by the way. Phew. All right, so it feels really good. I really like the way that it feels. Gonna get out of here. Woo, that threw me a little bit. I'm digging it. Yeah. I see people walking down to the river already, so I know it's gonna be busy down there. But we're gonna hit this trail before we do that. This trail right here kind of runs alongside the river a little bit, and then we'll come out the other way. I always have a hard time getting up this hill right here and getting to this trail. All right, and there's one problem I have with this board. The foot pad is not sensitive enough. I've been dumped off just trying to chill at a standstill a few times in the house and out here, but yeah, maybe I just need to break the foot pad in or something. I don't know, but it's towards the tip of the foot pad. It's got engagement issues. It doesn't like it. Holy cow. On my GT, I never would have made it up that, especially from this standstill like this. That hill is kind of crazy to come up, but we eating it today. All right, let's do some shredding. All right, let's hit it. Chipmunks everywhere. Holy cow, you guys, watch out. Hello, how you doing? How you doing? Good, good.
Huh. I think I've seen it on the road, but I've never seen it.
In the yeah.
As well in this, what about going over rocks? Like
oh man, it eats it up. It eats it up.
It's got the big tires, I guess.
Exactly. Yep.
Huh.
Yep. That's what's so nice about this particular one.
How long does that battery last on it?
It goes about 21 miles.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a long time.
Enough to hit these trails a couple times.
Going up, can you do up all the hills?
Oh yeah, I just climbed a hill that I've never been able to climb. I have a few of these, but this one is the newest one.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's eating these hills up, man.
Huh.
Yeah.
What's...
360 camera?
Oh, okay. Nothing to do with this.
Oh, no.
Okay, very cool.
Thank you, man. Have a good one. Thank you. Oh, that was cool. I mean, you see people back here, but they aren't usually talkative. Woo! Okay, that got a little sketch. I didn't see that huge rock there, but it didn't rock me off. I'd have been toast with the GT. See, this is where you need that clearance at. That tail clearance coming down that hill is supremely clutch. You. All right, so this is my little trail that I like. You. So we're gonna hit this down and then we'll come back. All right, hit it. Now we float. Now we float. We done hit our stride. Woo. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we hit the river, we hit a trail, we hit some street. What do I think? I had some comments along the way, but I don't know. I love it. Let's say it out the top. So I do know I love it. But there's a couple things I want to note before I get into all the things I like. The first thing I want to note is that the tail drag is still there like it is on the GT. I don't know what I expected, I guess, on that front. I just thought that was something that was a consequence of their shaping that they made a mistake on. Or maybe it was a safety feature that they, thought better of in the end, because it doesn't seem like anyone likes it. But that's clearly something that they're going with and they're sticking with for the duration, because, ever since the GT, from my understanding, the GT, the GTS series, and the Rally Edition, let me go turn that air off. It's just something that's been there through the GT, the GTS, and now the GTS Rally Edition. They've all been like programmed to have that tail drag when there's any kind of airborne activity. So, bonks is, you have to be super mindful of that when you're doing bonks, to kind of be front heavy on your bonks so that you land squarely on the tire. Things like that, you're just gonna have to, I've gotten used to it dealing with the GT, so it's not a real big deal for me. Another thing I noticed is that it's kind of tippy. Kind of like how I felt like the GT's tire was tippy. That tire was really like a ball. This one's not so round. It's like got a flat surface on it. And it doesn't seem like it would be that way. I'm just guessing that they've rounded the shoulders on the tire, which makes it kind of roll to the sidewall really easily, and people like that for carving. I don't like that because I don't do much. Like I'm hitting trails, I'm hitting bonks, I'm like doing things where I want to land squarely flat on the tire. And when you have that kind of tire that's shaped for carving, that adds a little bit of heel to toe squirreliness that I don't like. And that may be due to the shaping. That may not be the tire at all. I'm going to go through the settings and figure that out. I don't think the board needs to be updated right now, but I'm going to go through the shapings because I haven't seen the new shapings for this particular Onewheel. But maybe that's something that can be fixed in shaping. So the next thing is the speed. So, I mean, I say this and it was kind of hard to explain, but I was like trying to explain to someone. It's fast. And I don't even know how fast it is, because through my riding, I don't think I ever got pushback. And I wasn't even looking for it. I wasn't trying to reach pushback or anything. I was just trying to get a good ride in to see what kind of speed I can get going comfortably at. And I did that. Never got pushback. And from what I can tell in the app, I hit about 23 23 or 24.8 miles an hour was my top max speed on that ride. It felt great. I never felt like I needed to go faster than that. I mean, I think, well, 23.8, not 24.8. So I think 24, 25 miles an hour is like, that's perfect for a one wheel. Any faster than that, it makes it hard to run out any trouble you might come into. And it's just fast enough to feel like you're going fast and you're moving fast. And on top of that, like, you feel comfortable going at that speed. So that's one thing I noticed about this board. You feel super confident and comfortable on it at speed. I had to take a little bit of air out of the tire on the way back. It definitely was getting a little bumped around too much when I was on the trail section. I didn't like that at all, and I felt like, okay, maybe I had a little bit too much air in there, and I didn't even check to see what the pressure was at before I went out. But it was definitely enough to get me pushed around by some chunk on the trail. So I think on a tire with normal stiffness, that wouldn't happen if I had the PSI where I like it. So I'm thinking that's going to be the case with this as well. So good speed, really good speed. I did hit the nose on a couple of inclines, but man, I climbed a couple of inclines too that I normally wouldn't be able to climb if, so easily, if at all, on the GT. So, I mean, definitely enough power to go around. I really do like the climbing ability of this board. Also like the ability to go downhill on this board. That first downhill you take on a GTS Rally Edition, you feel it right away. That you've got way better than average clearance on the back end. Not so much on the front end, but you definitely got more than average clearance on the back end, and that is awesome. And I'll take that trade-off all day, every day. Give me more back end clearance and less front end clearance if you need to, because like front end stops me from going up stuff, but it's not going to, make me slide and uncontrollably downhill. But not having enough back end clearance, that's been the death of many one-wheelers. So I'll take that trade-off all day, every day, especially when you couple that with the locked-in feeling you get. So that's like, it's a 2-for-1. And who doesn't like a 2-for-1? All right, so that's what I have to say about the one wheel, my first impressions of it. What else do I have on my list here? Verdict. What's the verdict? The verdict is awesome. Was it worth it? Absolutely. Shred yes, man. Shred yes. I mean, it feels good. It looks great. I mean, like I said, I love that concave look. I think that's what one wheel should be going for. Listen, the recurve rails for president, for sure. All right, everyone, that's going to be it for me. I hope this is beneficial for anyone out there looking into getting the GTS Rally Edition. It's an awesome board. I don't know how awesome the tire is. We'll find out. But the board itself, the foot pads, the bumpers, the smaller hub with the tire with the wider sidewall, I'm digging all of that. I haven't felt the benefits of that yet. I got pushed around on the trail, so I don't know. I may need to just get even softer tire, because I'm not used to the Vega, but I like how the Vega feels on trails. I'm not gonna lie. So if I can get something like that for the GTS Rally Edition, that might be maybe that Enduro. Right now, I'm iffy on the tire. It may not be the tire, it could be the shaping, but we'll see. But everything else is chef's kiss. Mwah. All right, that's going to be it. Go ahead and like if you like the video. Subscribe if you want to see some more. I'm going to make tons of one-wheel videos in all different scenarios and give you some more opinions of mine on how I like it on the trails, because I'm going to hit tons of trails on this. See how I like it as a trick board, because it's lighter than the GT, so it might make a good trick board. I don't know. See how I like the rim size and all of that. Just I'll be updating on all of that information. So go ahead and get subscribed if you want to see that. All right. Until next time, take care.